You are amazing. Don't ever doubt that. You have so much to share with the world. Just keep on going, keep on trucking.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good afternoon, Robin Bates. Previously, episode 693 of the 12-Minute Convos podcast. It's been just 2 years, 11 months, 20 days, 6 hours, and just over 30 minutes since we last recorded that conversation.
They are indeed amazing and capable of so much more than they're giving themselves credit for. If they just give it a go and see what happens and don't be scared of the outcome.
That was then, this is now. Robin, how are you doing today?
I'm great today, and I'm so glad you did the mathematics on that so I didn't have to.
Hey, tech. Let me give thanks to where it's due. Tech is really an amazing tool. So yeah, folks, for those that want to know about it, you can just type in timeanddate.com. And it helps you do all of that. So Robin, the last time we spoke, wow, a ton of fun coaching for Geeks. Yeah. What's up? Wow, how have things evolved? The podcast was there. Like, what's going on?
So the podcast is currently in hibernation whilst we work on other things.
Okay.
But it's been an exciting time. We've now got 1,300 people in a Facebook group, geeks, nerds, introverts, all working together to be the best geeks that they can be.
Sweet.
Our focus is on confidence. It's the nerd formula. So networking, emotions and mindset, relationships, and daily health.
So there you are, and you're helping others, right? You're really helping others unlock who they are. Keyword, achievement unlocked. How has that evolved, the e-course that you offered?
Yeah, Achievement Unlocked was our first e-course. The people who took it up got fantastic results. We saw businesses being started, new relationships, people starting with their fitness and losing weight and gaining confidence. But I was still a new businessman back then, and I didn't really know what to do next. So we stumbled in the dark for a little while until the recent pivot, more towards introverts rather than geeks, because I've come to realize that the word geek is so broad now. When I started, I thought I was aiming at gamers, people who played video games and Dungeons and Dragons. But we've attracted such a broad range of people, and it turns out really my crew, we're all introverts. So those are the people I'm working with now.
Yeah, it's wonderful. You know, Dave Ramsey, when I encountered his work with financial peace, right? What he did is he said that in a relationship, there's a nerd and there's a free spirit. And that was like my first encounter with it being okay to be called a nerd, right? And the nerd within the financial world is the person who does their finances, that has their wardrobe organized by colors, right? They fold their underwear. And I'm fitting all of these models, right? But it was really an aspect that I didn't get into. And I think it's so important because some people actually think I'm an extrovert and I'm actually introverted by nature. It's just I've gotten practice. How have you seen other introverts convert?
Oh, there's so many. There's people who should be so much further ahead because they're creating, producing wonderful work, helping people, but not telling people what they do, feeling like it's egotistical to say, hey, look, I'm really great at this particular thing. You should buy it from me. Or not growing their YouTube streams, or they're on Twitch playing video games. They're not telling anyone about it. One case study that I have is a guy who creates video for people. He's great at it. He does quite a quick, low-cost job, but there you have it. You've got a nicely edited video. Imperfect practice is what it's all about. Just get it out there and it's done. And in the space of a few weeks, he had launched a book to ride I don't know if you're aware of British politics, but Jacob Rees-Mogg there was an awkward photograph of him lying on the benches in the House of Commons, and he turned that into a storybook, a picture book, just overnight, and had that on Amazon for sale the next day. And what? Who are you? 3 weeks ago, you weren't doing what? It was these phenomenal transformations. Quite often, it doesn't take that much work to just go, hey, you're good at this. Tell people. And they just do it. They just need that little bit of instruction, that little bit of a push in the right direction, and a bit of support when they go, oh, this doesn't feel right. Or show me. Tell me about it. I go, that's phenomenal. Please publish that. If you don't, I will.
Would you say you have an engineering mind, and that is what is part and parcel responsible for how you are able to see these things and help bring it into reality?
I think so. I've worked in engineering for quite some time, not as an engineer, but ensuring that engineers are competent to do their job. And I think engineers and scientists do fall into a particular bracket of people on the whole. And having that insight into the scientific mind has really helped me to encourage the best from these people that I work with. And also in the last year, I've been diagnosed with ADHD and ASD. I don't know if it's okay to use the word anymore, but Asperger's is the term that was used for a long time, which gives me certain powers to look at things in a certain way. I'm not going to liken myself to Sherlock, but I can kind of see how things are connected in a way that I've come to learn. Not everybody sees that, the way relationships and cause and effect, and it's almost the logical video game brain. If I do this, here's the butterfly effect of things that could happen, but this is the most likely path, so let's do that.
Yeah, that's great. I think it's a great talent to have the ability to do that. You know, engineers, they're really in the background, right? Most of the times, like the thing that's created is there. And I liken it to the cement manufacturing company that I once worked with. And yeah, you know, it's like you never saw the engineers. Like things are going on, you know, and you just don't see the engineers. No one thinks, okay, how did that get there? It's actually someone that thought about how that would function. And there's so many moving parts. So it's really cool that you were responsible for that. And now you're helping other engineers within their own world. And I liken engineers to individuals who are creative. Yeah, like that guy, right? He was able to engineer a book from the picture, but you were able to help him understand how valuable he is. And then that really lights the path, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Engineering is finding creative solutions to problems that may not be obviously existing. It's seeing that issue and, right, if we do this, this, and this, then we can fix it. I'm going to talk about toys now, being a geek. Transformers, robots in disguise, they're in their 35th year. And they've created a huge, beautiful robot. And it has over 50 points of articulation and transforms from a planet into a robot. And the engineering involved in doing that is crazy. And they have these team of people who are so into Transformers and into the brand that they will put their creative engineering to the absolute test to create what ultimately is a toy for children. And I think that's just an incredible thing, that we have these amazing minds creating such intricate engineering that ultimately is just for fun.
The possibility of dying with these things trapped within you has brought me into this conversation of death and, you know, the power of death and how it impacts our life. Is that one of the conversations you do have regularly, that it is possible that you could die today or tomorrow and these things be trapped in you, or even the things that other people have within them trapped within themselves?
Absolutely. There's a lot of fear of death. I think the current political climate and social media has led us all to contemplate our mortality a lot more as I'm getting older, as my clients are getting older and having kids. And we're just like, oh, death is coming. What are we going to do? What are we going to do about it? But that thought of not sharing what you have with the world before you die, I quite often point out that it's quite selfish to die without having achieved what you're supposed to achieve in this lifetime. So, you know, make a start. It's never too late till the Reaper comes a calling.
My friend, it is such of a grand opportunity to call all the way on the next side of the pond and hear you respond and hear that you've continued doing what you set out to do, what brings you joy. It's really inspirational just after 3 years to pick up the conversation just where we left off. My friend, I appreciate you tremendously. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Well, amazing audience, you are amazing. Don't ever doubt that. You have so much to share with the world. You might not have figured it out yet. That's okay. Just keep on going, keep on trucking. And if you'd like any help, give me a call.
Robin Bates, folks. Robin, again, a great pleasure. A pleasure I treasure. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.